지금 많이 긴장되는데 오늘 정말 실수 하나 없이 잘했으면 좋겠습니다. Okay, did anyone understand what I just said? Actually, this is how I felt when I first came to Taiwan. Like, understanding nothing. Before I really make my speech, let's look at some words here. On the left side, actually right side, Jennie, Korean, bright, passionate, not a huge fan of spicy food. This is how I identify myself. But at the left side, Korean, K-drama enthusiast, K-pop enthusiast, love spicy food, kimchi obsession. This is how Taiwanese people identify me when I first came to Taiwan. But honestly, I'm not a big fan of spicy food, nor the kimchi. And similarly, when I first time in Taiwan, I identify Taiwanese as bubble tea lover, polite, friendly, respect, quiet, and maybe a romantic school life. But actually, as I walked through the hallway, I was like, romantic? Not romantic at all. Then why do we see difference? Why do Taiwanese see me differently when I tell them that I'm Korean? And why do I see them differently? This is because of language. Language is the key part to form our one's identity. I came to Taiwan 4 years ago, and I suffered a lot in the first few years in Taiwan. Because I had confusion in my identity. I have two identities, my Korean identity and my Taiwanese identity. Actually, I'm not Taiwanese, because as I live here, I learned the culture, people, and language here, so I could develop my second identity. But however, since I had two separate identities, I could not make a very clear conclusion at all. Before I make a speech or an action, I need to think at least 1,000 times before I do it. I will give an example. I always felt so guilty whenever I greet a teacher. Because in Korea, when we greet a teacher, we'll do like, 선생님 안녕하세요. This is how we do. But in Taiwan, we never do that. Like imagine, I see Miss Jane there, and imagine I walk to Miss Jane and say, "How's going, Miss Jane?" This looks so weird, and it looks very awkward. But so I need to break my habits to do what we do in Taiwan. But this was so hard to me, and it brought a huge confusion to my identity. And I felt like I would lose one of my identity, which is my Korean identity. Fortunately, now I guess I didn't lose it because I'm standing here on TEDx and sharing my experience to you guys. But still, my thinking is independence of language. What does this mean? This means when I hear the same meaning of a word, but in different language, I think of different thing. I will give an example. When someone say 冬天, which is winter in Chinese, I will think of winter in Taiwan, which is very cold day, cold, and also a rainy day, which make you even colder. But if someone say 겨울, which means winter in Korean, I will think of winter in Korea, where it's very cold but very dry, which makes you to feel that your skin is falling off your body. This is because I live in two different cultures, two different environments, and two different countries, which makes me that I feel different connotative meanings from different language. To adapt my two separate identities, I put lots of effort in learning language. Because I believe learning the language is the only way that I can adapt to my new identity. But when I'm learning the language, the grammar structure, the difference between Chinese and Korean was always frustrating me. let's say I eat pizza, because pizza is one of my favorite food. Okay. In English, the verb normally comes after the noun. And same in Chinese, when we say 我吃披萨, the verb also comes after the noun. But in Korean, we say 나는 피자를 먹다, where the verb comes at last. And when I directly translate this into English, it will be like I pizza eat, which is doesn't right. I made lots of mistakes. I mean, the grammar mistakes, when I first tried to speak Chinese. And it always made me to feel so silly, because sometimes I made the completely new word that nobody understands what it means. But I thought that I expressed my feeling right, which was very awkward. But however, as I continued these steps, I figured out actually my Chinese is getting fluent, and I felt like my Chinese now is better than most of the foreigners in Taiwan. In the past, whenever someone asked me 糖度冰块 for ordering the drink, I was like, because I didn't know what they're talking about. I didn't understand what they mean, because they spoke too fast. Like they would be like 糖度冰块, and I don't understand at all. But now, of course, I say something like 少冰半糖少冰, like a normal Taiwanese and like a native. And I figured out, as I being more fluent in Chinese, I believe that my identity, I start to get accustomed to my new identity. But it doesn't mean that I'm not Korean. I lost my Korean identity. I'm still being like Korean. Actually, I don't really know what being like Korean is, but I believe I'm still bright, I'm still passionate, and I'm still not a big fan of spicy food. In the future, this separate identity will bring me the wider view of the world. It is always very hard to make a first step forward, but as you make it, it will be easier to make the second step, third step, and so on. And this separating identity will it will help me to adapt or accept the new country or new language or new culture and the new people without any biases and conflict. And through this, who knows that I'm going to bring the peace to the world. Thank you.